In my previous video, I talked about the power of demonstrating our emotions using our bodies. And that's simply to get out of our minds, to get out of our heads and get into our bodies, to have a fuller self, a fuller sense of self-expression. Okay? So how would you demonstrate this in your body? Or how do you demonstrate it? How do you demonstrate fear? How do you demonstrate joy? How does that show up for you? Okay, and they could also pull cards from the deck and not tell you, and you have to guess. Okay, and just so in case you didn't see the first video, these are mood cards created by Andrea Harn. Okay, very, very wonderful deck of cards. Now, the reason why we want to get in the habit of communicating around our emotions is because many of us grow up in families where it's not okay to feel, okay? And as we come into this new year, we want to get healthier around navigating adversity and expressing ourselves emotionally. It's okay to have a hard time. Your child cannot be happy all the time. Can I say that? It is not your job to make sure your child is happy all the time. Your job is to make sure they're safe, responsible, caring, respectful. And some people may, but my child is not just, you have to earn, okay. We earn trust. We give respect naturally because we're all human. How about that? Let's try that on for size. But your job is not to make sure that your child is happy all the time. The best thing you can do, one of the best things you can do, is to teach your child how to feel safe within themselves. So when they do not feel happy, they have some tools for navigating the discomfort that they feel. Don't try to make your child happy all the time. You do your best to be loving, wise, caring, fun, open, willing. But your job is not to teach them, your job is not to make sure they're happy all the time, because that's not realistic. And if you expect them to be happy all the time and they're not, now there's a judgment on them because they didn't do what you wanted them to do. Okay? So we teach them how to feel safe within themselves. One of the ways that we're doing that is just get into their bodies, be loose, be confident. If they can express themselves to you in a fun way, you're setting it up so that when it's hard, you have memories of their strength, memories of the things they enjoy, and you build upon that. That is how we transform our bond to one another, okay? Many families experience trauma, stress, exhaustion, heartbreak, loss, and we learn how to build our relationship to move through that crisis. But there comes a time in between crises where we can rest, where we can take a break. And how are we building? Are we building simply on our memories of the pain? Or are we taking the moments in between and building ourselves up to enjoy one another, to take our love to the next level? Okay? So we're using some type of emotion decks to improve emotional expression, to get into our bodies, to feel loose, and then that's how you build the trust as well. Like, you know what, if I can have fun with you and you can ask me some challenging questions, I think that I can share with you what's on my heart, right? Because kids are also testing the connection when they, are withholding certain things because they're afraid that the parent can't handle it. So one of the things I do as a coach is say, okay, well, let's test that idea of you not feeling safe. This is a safe space. Let's test it. Can you express to your mom honestly what you're feeling? She's not going to be upset because she's in this space with you. She's chosen to be in this space. That's what I say when they're in the room, because if they're in the room with me, they have made a commitment to take their love to the next level. So we have some agreements to do that and some protocols. But we want to be loose and joyful and playful in between those hard moments so that we have something to go back to. I think I've emphasized that enough in the last 5 minutes. Now, here's the thing, a very important question that you can ask in between time, okay? In between the moments where you have to navigate. And let me say this, I don't want to make the crisis the in-between time. I don't want to make the joy the in-between time. Let's just say life, because there's so many things in between, and we need all of the different parts of life to show us what life is. Okay, so when we are moving through life and we're having our different types of days, and we've gotten into the habit of having a good time with each other, we want to also ensure that we can make it through the hard times, okay? We have the good times so we can make it through the hard times. And then we ask the question, how will I know when you are frustrated? How will I know? Very simple question. And it's open, so that the child can express their emotions to you. How will I know? Well, you'll know because I'm this and this and this. If they show you something different, don't hold it against them. Don't hold it against them. Just stay open to learning your child, being observant of your child. Many people will say, I know my child, they wouldn't X, Y, and Z. Or I know my child, they would X, Y, and Z. Stay open to observing, because as soon as you think you know someone, whether it's your child or somebody else's child or yourself, and you are someone's child, you stop getting to know that person. So don't rest on knowing somebody. Stay curious, observe them, ask questions, and ask, well, you showed me this. How will I know in this situation? Well, how will I know in this situation? And now you're having a conversation that can help you map out how to navigate adversity in different contexts. This is really important, because when we talk about creating a psychological safety plan for the family, how do we take care of each other? How do we teach ourselves? How do we practice safety within ourselves? Not being happy all the time, but being at peace. We change the world, yes? So let me know what you think. I spent the first 5 minutes emphasizing we have to be, have those good moments, those good times with each other, so we can have a foundation for navigating harder times. Your job is not to make your child happy all the time. Your job is to teach them the way of inner peace, practices for feeling safe within themselves. And if that's something that you need help with, you can visit my website, www.risewhereyouare.com. There's plenty of resources on the internet. There's no shortage, which means you have support, okay? Don't excuse yourself from getting the help that you need. But if you struggle with teaching your child how to feel safe within themselves because you don't feel safe within yourself, then this is an opportunity for you to build your toolkit and shift your awareness of self so that you can experience a different set of possibilities. Let me know what you think. I'm so glad you joined me for this video today. See you again soon.